Yo, hold on. Yo, YouTube. By the time you see this video, it won't be Halloween anymore. But, so I just wanted to show y'all what the fuck I got on. So, yeah. It's late. Today is Halloween as we speak, but, I just totally, I got that shit on. I just want to show you I got that shit on. I'm stuck in an infinite loop, and I'm gonna just be beating your ass infinitely until you accept that you ass. Hashtag Kabuto, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna hop into it. YouTube, as you can tell from the title, the worst truth or dare deaths. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in this video. We recently watched a video from his. It was the Halloween one. As I've seen today, I just uploaded that one. Without further ado, we just gonna hop into it, honestly.
On May 24th, 2023, just days after graduating high school, 18-year-old Cameron Robbins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was celebrating with several hundred classmates on a trip to the Bahamas. They were staying at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort in Nassau. That evening, the group attended a sunset party cruise aboard Blackbeard's Revenge, a pirate-themed party boat. Around 9:40 p.m., near the uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau, someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several students tried to grab him and stop him. They reached for him, attempting to hold him back, but Cameron broke free from their grip. He jumped into the water. Footage captured the aftermath. Cameron could be seen swimming in the dark waters. Friends threw a life preserver toward him. People screamed, "Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!" They were trying desperately to direct him to the flotation device, but Cameron appeared to swim away from it.
Why?
Within seconds, he vanished from view. The boat remained anchored for hours as students searched frantically. The U.S. Coast Guard, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and United Cajun Navy searched the waters until about 3 a.m. Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Raymond King called the area really shark-infested. He said, "The probability of survival decreases significantly, particularly if a person did not have on a life vest, and particularly if a person is perceived to be intoxicated." The search covered 325 miles over 2 days. On May 27th, authorities called off the search. Cameron Robbins was officially designated lost at sea. His body was never recovered. A memorial service was held at Broadmoor United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. Cameron was described by his baseball coach as a fierce competitor and by his family as funny and kind-hearted. My darkest secret. On May 28, 2018, in the early hours of the morning, a neighbor looked out her window in Heysham, Lancashire, and saw flames at 94-year-old Mary Gregory's bungalow.
Oh, shit.
Firefighters rushed to the scene and found Mrs. Gregory unconscious in the conservatory, suffering from smoke inhalation. She was treated by paramedics and rushed to Royal Lancaster Hospital, but died 4 days later. An investigation by Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service concluded the most probable cause was a dropped or carelessly discarded cigarette. Mrs. Gregory was a heavy smoker with dementia. The coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death. The case was closed. Then, weeks after the funeral, during a game of Truth or Dare with two friends, 17-year-old Tiernan Darnton revealed his darkest secret. He told them, "I have a secret I haven't told anyone. I may have killed someone." His friends didn't believe him. He persuaded them to keep quiet. But in May 2019, during a counseling session, Darnton mentioned a friend who could send me to prison cause of what he knows. He added that he had felt powerful at Mrs. Gregory's funeral because he knew what had happened, and everyone else in the room didn't. The counselor ended the session by saying, "I think you're trying to tell me you've killed someone." Darnton mouthed, "Yes." Police reopened the case. They discovered drawings of Mrs. Gregory's floor plan with labels like "good hiding place" and "quick exit." Evidence showed he had set the curtains on fire with a lighter, unplugged the phone, disabled a smoke alarm, and placed a table in front of the conservatory doors to block her escape. Investigators found disturbing searches under 18 murder and how long do murderers serve in prison. In November 2021, Darnton was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 15 years. The bridge incident. On a summer day in 2024, two teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were part of a group chat where dares were being shared among friends. The conversation turned to jumping off a bridge into Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. The pressure mounted through messages. Other teens egged them on. The two decided to go through with it. They drove to the bridge and climbed onto the railing. The drop to the water below was significant. Without hesitation, both teens jumped. They plunged into Lake Hartwell. Friends watching from the shore expected to see them surface. Seconds passed, then minutes. Neither came back up. Emergency services were called immediately. Dive teams searched the lake. Eventually, both bodies were recovered. Neither teen had made it back to shore. The local community was devastated. Candlelight vigils were held. Parents gathered, holding candles and photographs of the two
You can drown immediately like that?
Flowers and messages were left at the bridge. In the days that followed, parents across the community warned about peer pressure games spreading through social media. The group chat that had contained the dare was examined by authorities. Friends who had participated in encouraging the jump were left traumatized. Counselors were brought into local schools. The deaths sparked conversations about the deadly consequences of online dares.
Damn.
The bridge where the teenagers jumped became a memorial site. Parents begged other teenagers to think before accepting dangerous dares, no matter how much pressure they felt from their peers. The community mourned 2 young lives lost to a moment of reckless decision-making. The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old Kihari Pope was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends.
Okay.
The children decided to play Truth or Dare.
Right.
The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared Kiari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it.
Boiling water.
Kiari accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed. The adults rushed her to the hospital.
Oh, no.
Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. Kihari was placed in intensive care. She underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Despite the medical team's efforts, Kiari's condition continued to deteriorate. The damage to her throat and lungs was too extensive. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from
Over a
drinking the
dare,
boiling
bro.
water. The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among children. Kihari's family spoke out, hoping to prevent other children from accepting dangerous dares. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools across the country. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized.
I don't know
by
why
what
I've
had
never
happened.
seen this, though.
Kihari Pope was just 8 years old. The slug incident.
Damn.
On a warm evening in 2010, 19-year-old Sam Ballard was at a party in Sydney, Australia,
Mhm.
with his rugby teammates. They were drinking wine in a backyard. The
Okay.
conversation was lighthearted. Then someone spotted a garden slug crawling across the patio. As a joke, one of Sam's friends dared him to swallow it. Everyone laughed. It seemed like harmless fun. Sam picked up the slug and swallowed it whole. Everyone cheered. The party continued. Sam went home that night thinking nothing of it. Days passed. Then Sam began feeling strange. He developed severe pain in his legs. Within weeks, he could barely walk.
Oh,
He went to the hospital.
shit.
Doctors discovered the slug had carried rat lungworm parasites. The parasites had infected Sam's brain, causing a severe infection called eosinophilic meningoencephalitis.
What?
Sam fell into a coma for 420 days. When he finally woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. The infection had left him a quadriplegic. He couldn't walk, couldn't feed himself, couldn't breathe without assistance. For 8 years, Sam lived with severe disabilities, requiring around-the-clock care. His mother became his full-time caregiver.
Over a
Sam's
dare.
friends were devastated by what their dare had caused. In 2018, 8 years after swallowing the slug, Sam Ballard died from complications related to the infection. He was 28 years old.
28.
His death highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in seemingly innocent dares. Sam's friends carried the weight of what had happened for the rest of their lives. The fireworks.
Please do not fall for truth or dares, bro. If it's a truth or dare that is wholesome, lighthearted, like if it's okay and it's not deadly, go for it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not crazy, go for it. You know what I'm saying? If it's a truth or dare and it's just, hey dude, I dare you to eat 2 pieces of candy, like that's regular. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that is regular. You feel me? Hey dude, I dare you to put your tongue on a fucking rat trap. No, that is not normal, bro. Don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is not normal. Even the fucking all them challenges that they had in like 2018 and shit, the fucking salt and ice challenges and pit the freaking detergent pot in your mouth, like all that shit is like that shit is dead, bro. Like why would you even do that? There's pointless to do that. Once you do a dare, what's the point after that, bro? What's the point? You're just gonna be fucking like it's so dumb, bro. Please do not do any truth or dares, bro. Like truth or dares.
October
not
24th,
it.
2024, during Diwali celebrations
year?
in Bengaluru, India, a group of friends gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Fireworks were everywhere. The night air was filled with explosions and colorful displays. The men had been drinking, and the atmosphere was festive and reckless. Someone brought out a large box of fireworks and suggested a dare. They challenged a 32-year-old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit the fuses.
Okay.
Friends laughed and egged him on. The man, emboldened by alcohol and peer pressure, agreed. He
Peer
climbed onto
pressure.
the box and sat down.
Peer pressure. That's the number one thing. My mom always told me, do not be peer pressure into nothing that you do not want to do. If it's anything, I don't care if it's a million people telling you to do it. If you don't want to do it, please don't be peer pressure into doing anything. Peer pressure is one of the greatest causes of death. I'm not even trolling. Peer pressure will have you doing something that you never fucking imagined to do, and now you're fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Do not do anything that you're peer pressure to do that you genuinely do not want to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't. It's not worth it. You're here, you're alive, you're breathing, you're well beloved, gang. Do not, male or female, I'm talking to male or female. When I say gang, I'm talking to male and female. We all gang right here. I'm not even trolling. You know what I'm saying? Truth or dares, peer pressure situations, certain bets, like a bet, certain deals, like a lot of shit. This not regular show, bro. Do not be out here just doing the most outrageous shit, trying to impress people, and now you're fucking injured or death. The boy put a slug in his mouth, bro, thinking it was perfectly fine. 2 weeks later, he can't. His legs are feeling weird. You know what I'm saying? Days and days later, he go into a fucking coma for 420 days. 8 years later, he's like, it's unfortunate he's passed, bro. God bless his soul, but like, we don't need to be out here doing things that is like, dog.
Lit the fireworks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire box exploded beneath him. The force of the blast was catastrophic. The man was thrown into the air. The explosives detonated with tremendous power, causing fatal injuries. Friends screamed and rushed to help,
Oh, shit.
but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man died at the scene from his injuries. Witnesses told police it had been part of a dare. The case received widespread coverage across India. News outlets showed footage of the aftermath, warning others about the dangers of combining alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The man's family was left to mourn a senseless death. His friends who had encouraged the dare were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations.
And now you're just guilty.
The table surfing incident. On June 1st, 2025, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 17-year-old David Nagy and his friends from Freedom High School gathered after school. They had been watching viral TikTok videos of people table surfing, riding on top of tables tied behind cars. The videos made it look thrilling and fun. The teens decided to try it themselves. They found a folding table and flipped it upside down. They tied it behind a car with rope. David volunteered to be the rider. His friends thought it would be hilarious to film. He climbed onto the upside-down table and sat down, gripping the edges. The teenage driver got behind the wheel and started the engine. The car began to move slowly at first. David laughed. His friends cheered him on. Then the driver accelerated recklessly. The car picked up speed. The table bounced violently behind the vehicle, shaking and wobbling. Suddenly,
if you're speeding, like if you gain speed, no, this is insane, bro.
the table was flung into a parked vehicle on the side of the road. The impact threw David off the table with tremendous force. He hit the ground hard. His head struck the pavement. He died from catastrophic injuries. The driver slammed on the brakes. Friends screamed and called emergency services. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but there was nothing they could do. Prosecutors charged the teenage driver with involuntary manslaughter. The case drew national attention as an example of deadly TikTok dare trends. David Nagy's family spoke out about the dangers of social media challenges. Schools across Pennsylvania held assemblies warning students about table surfing and similar viral stunts. David's friends were left traumatized. What started as an attempt to recreate a viral video ended in tragedy. The senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025, high school seniors in Arlington, Texas.
That's this year. That's this year. Why is that this year? Because shit happens every day, unfortunately.
We're participating in Senior Assassin, a popular end-of-school tradition. The game involves students chasing each other with water guns, trying to eliminate opponents. It's meant to be harmless fun, a way for graduating seniors to bond before heading to college. Players track each other's locations and stage surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Leal was participating in the game with friends. They had spotted their target and began pursuit in a Jeep. The chase intensified. The vehicle accelerated through streets. The adrenaline was high. The teenagers were laughing and yelling, caught up in the excitement of the game. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the back of the moving Jeep. He was trying to get a better position during the chase. Friends later said he was riding on the exterior of the vehicle. Then the Jeep hit a bump in the road. Isaac lost his grip and fell from the moving vehicle onto the street. His head hit the pavement with devastating force. The Jeep screeched to a halt. Friends jumped out, screaming. Someone called emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries. For weeks, he remained in intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors did everything they could. His family kept vigil at his bedside, but the
God
injuries
damn.
were too severe. In early June 2025, after weeks in the hospital, Isaac Leal died from his injuries. Investigators confirmed the death
R.I.P.
occurred during the Senior Assassin game. The incident sparked debate about whether such games should be banned. Some schools across Texas immediately prohibited the tradition. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe.
Honestly, like I said prior, like even in the middle of the video, please, 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 I beg, do not do anything that you don't want to do. Also, I mean, it's also kind of just crazy. Like that last one is kind of just, it was just a bad situation. Like he was driving, hit a bump, and he just flew out the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Please, please, please be safe out there. Be safe out here. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy. Sometimes you have to worry about people. Sometimes you have to worry about animals. Sometimes you have to worry about just life. Wrong time. Like I'm telling you, just please, please, please be safe out there. Actually, please do not be out here doing no challenges, no dares, no bets that are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? No deals that are dangerous. You feel me? Like we want the utmost safety for everyone. You know what I'm saying? That is just unfortunate. Actually, please be safe. God bless your souls. Without further ado, we out, YouTube.